core of people who make up Team Machine. And do you think that if they kill off either Finch or Reese, either Root or Shaw could take up the place, or would the team just kind of fall apart?
I never want to have that conversation with John and Greg. I'm so sorry. Have you come here to spoil my day?
You think she was shaking before?
No, I'm just teasing you. That's an interesting question, but I think we all have to proceed with the idea that for dramatic purposes we were expendable.
And watch out for bear as you make your way back to the room there.
But Shaw is sort of the counterpart to Reese, really, and talking about somebody not that we're going to lose Jim, but stepping in or something. And she saves the day often, as we talked about before, so she'd be a candidate.
Or maybe she'll go and be on Samaritan's side.
What would you like to see happen to your character if you could write it? If you could have something?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man. Jonah's sitting right there, by the way, Ralph. Not cool. I don't know. I love the direction that they've taken her in. My thing, and these guys, I've been trying to get them for almost 2 seasons now to get me to shake my head on camera.
You really want to do that?
I really want to do that. Haven't I, Jonah? How long have I been pitching you that?
Yeah, that's been pitched a couple of times.
It's but
I can get text from Sarah where it's a picture of someone with a shaved head.
Something from Star Trek.
And he sends me a picture of Carrie Russell with really short curly hair. But no, I don't know. My thing is, as an actor, we just love the feel, right? So I would just make her like dark and really fucked up, and just make her damaged, and have her have like a shaved head, and have her have like a robotic arm, and I don't know.
Not a whole arm, just maybe just a hand.
No, I want the whole arm. I would just, the sky's the limit. I don't know. It'd probably make no sense and nobody would watch it.
Go to your right to ignore her. Next question.
I'm Trent. I love the show, and I was wondering, in conjunction with what she was talking about, are you going to be incorporating other technologies, like the ones that eventually led to the creation of the machine, such as evolutionary computing, and also drones and maybe bionics? Is there any thought to bring in other, not so much sci-fi, but sci-fi stuff?
All that stuff's fertile ground. We always want the technology on the show to be grounded, though. We feel like this show needs to live in the world of its people and its characters. So we get a little too far out there, and it starts to feel somewhat far-fetched. But everything is open, all technology.
Next question.
Hi, everybody. So excited to be here. My question is for Amy and Sarah. Sorry, I'm tall. I was wondering what it's like for you to play such tough, strong, badass, amazing, complex female characters, because that's become one of my favorite parts about the whole show. It's just to see how you guys have developed and become part of the team instead of it just being those 2 guys who I still love, but like to have the women in there too. So I was just wondering what were maybe some of your favorite moments or what you really like about that.
I mean, I think it all goes back to having great writers, and we have such great female writers on the staff as well. So they're always giving. It doesn't really feel like they say, "Oh, this is a girl thing to do and this is a boy thing to do." They just do what's best for the character. So we get to do everything the boys get to do, and sometimes more. And we get to flirt with each other.
I just think, especially in a world, unfortunately, where women are still treated as second-class citizens in a lot of parts of the world, I think it's so important and it's so commendable on our writers and Jonah and Greg's part that they recognize that they almost have a responsibility to put women in the forefront and to say that these girls are not secretaries, they're not the finger-pointing girlfriend, but they are very capable, very individualistic, strong women that are not relying on the size of their chest to get what they want. And I just think that that's very important for women, just for women all over the world to be able to have those kinds of role models. And just as a female, I'm proud and thank you for recognizing it.
And the scenes are really well written. I love some of the stuff with you and Amy. Just you've got this uneasy alliance. I mean, I think the whole show is an uneasy alliance. I mean, everything's about to crumble. You never know. Which is watching as an audience, it's great. I never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I love how they write Amy and I stuff. It's like
they're inches away from each other's faces, and they basically say the lines in each other's mouth.
I say it again, I can't wait for next season with you two working at Macy's or something. It's just genius, whoever came up with that. I love that. Next question.
Hi, my name is Carla, and my son and I have been watching since the beginning, and we love the idea of this omniscient machine that knows everything. So with the idea that you have now an even more omniscient machine, Samaritan, I think is a very interesting plot line. So we know at the beginning of this season, it seems kind of bleak for this group. They're being hunted, they don't have the resources they had before. So obviously they're going to figure it out. It sounds like they're going to start to do the job they did before. But I'm wondering if there is any, since I really, really want the machine to be the pants-off Samaritan eventually, whether there's an idea of maybe giving the machine more powers or having it learn or do different things than it's done before.
Or have a voice.
We're working on the voice thing, but you guys are not going to like the way that works out. I think the idea here absolutely is to get to a previous question as well. We love sitting in our writer's room and talking about the shape, the way things are going, and the way that the future is kind of unspooling in ways you never expected to. And we love incorporating those ideas into the idea underneath the show. And one of the things that we enjoy talking about the most is the idea of trying to write for an intelligence that's more intelligent than we are. It's a bit of a conundrum. And the idea that both machines might be growing, might be taking on more capabilities is something we sort of promised from the beginning with the show. It was this slow burn towards artificial intelligence. So we're turning the heat up this season just a little bit.
Next question.
Hi there. I want to say that the show has great heart, both in the writing and the acting. My question is Person of Interest the story of the machine told from the perspective of the future?
I think Michael needs to field that one.
You wanted a fresh question, Michael?
What a wonderful idea.
The show is really about what is the nature of gods and our make it lighter.
Yes to that.
Next question.
I'm a huge fan of your show. I love it. One question is, this can be for all of you, honestly, probably for things. I'm kind of short. Jim.
Fun stuff.
Watching you guys, the fight scenes are ridiculous. I mean, Jim, you knock out like 20 people at once, and it's so entertaining. But like in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking like, how do you guys prepare for something like that? I mean, you must be exhausted after shooting one scene. I mean, how does that affect you?
You shoot them quick? Are they rehearsed a lot? I mean, is it, because TV, you got to work quick, so what's the challenge there?
Well, I was fortunate that I started off playing basketball, and my dad, I got in a lot of fist fights on the court, and my dad said, enough, my son's getting his head beaten, and so I started doing martial arts when I had the time to do that a long time ago, but I never knew that would come in handy as it has now on the show. But that as it may, we still get hurt occasionally, but we have great stuntmen and stunt girls that really do a fabulous job to take this show to another level. And again, I can't say enough about our writers, and Jonah really being that kind of coach that has really helped guide this program to take it to a whole other level.
Thank you.
I love the recurring characters on the show. Like I could do Elias every episode. I mean, just what a great actor. And Michael, you get to work with your old friend Cameron Manheim, which I think is great. And if anybody, if you haven't seen Michael's work in the practice, I highly suggest it. Fantastic. Is there anybody like that, Michael, that besides Cameron, or anybody that you really look forward to working with in that supporting cast?
There's somebody great every episode because we have the New York talent pool to pull from, and so we get, guest leads who are Broadway veterans, and they know their business very well, and they're great character players, and they know how to deliver the lines, and they know how to get their laughs and their gasps. So, I mean, Saul Rubinek as Arthur. It doesn't get much better than that, and I had a couple of those kind of trying to keep the lid on the boiling pot kind of scenes with him, and it was like being in a stage play. We're just two old veterans going at it, hammer and tongs, and it's really satisfying.
That's great. Next question.
Hi, I have a question for Jim. What was the most fun thing to do? I don't know how to ask this. What was the most fun thing to work on?
Yeah.
This or Passion of the Christ?
Okay, best question ever.
That is right from the mouths of babes, right? This one is a little more fun per that much. Because we get to shoot guns a lot. How old are you, sweetheart?
Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
You're the same age as my daughter, and you're beautiful. Thank you for asking.
Thank you so much.
Did never play Grease like the way we just hopped that table. No. Next question.
Great, thanks for making me go after that.
Michael, you gonna jump over the table?
Jump in. Mr. Finch wanted to say, jump, please, jump.
I just want to say I do enjoy the show very much, so thank you. And Sarah, I really enjoy your part. And Jim, I just had a quick question for you. Your character has changed a lot over the seasons, and when you first started out, you had a little bit of bad background there. So do you see yourself, or your character sees himself as a hero, or is he just trying to make up for everything he's done in the past?
The latter. Yeah, for that. I think that what I love about the way Jonas directed this thing is I find it very interesting to find some redemption in these characters. And a guy who has found himself in a real dark place and then, maybe turning around and trying to go the other way. And I wouldn't say that John is completely there. But being able to, provide a means to, take someone who's just a regular civilian and taking away killing somebody, and John saying, "Let me do that for you." I'm kind of a sin eater,
Yeah, that's
bully killer.
That's really good. Thank you.
Next up.
Hi, this question is more for the right side of the table or left side. Amy, I love your smile on the show. It's just so flirtatious and fun every time you're shooting somebody and smiling.
Double
But the question I have is your relationship with Sarah. Is that going to be changing? As you said, it's very flirtatious. The words come out of each other's mouths. It seems to be your relationship with Michael is much more brotherly and sisterly. Your relationship with Sarah seems much more flirtatious.
Yeah, I mean, I think so far we've still got some flirtation going on as the season's gone along. But yeah, I think Root has fun messing with Shaw, so she likes to push her buttons, and I think flirting with her is one way to sort of get her rattled, which is not that easy to do to make Shaw uncomfortable in any situation. And then, yeah, just getting, I mean, every scene I get to do with Michael, I get excited when I open the script and have awesome scenes with him. But yeah, it seems like their relationship has really progressed as last season into what this huge thing that's coming up for this year.
Well, thank you to the writers, and it's a great show.
Next question, please.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the cast for easily one of the best ensemble of television. Question had to go to, I think one of the things that helps the show keep this edge is this kind of great music that you have in the background. So I was wondering who's responsible for putting together this badass soundtrack.
Yeah, the music supervisor is an anonymous legend of the business. We have a fantastic composer named Ramin Djawadi, with whom I first collaborated with him on Batman Begins a long time ago. He was working on Hans Zimmer at the time, and Ramin also does Game of Thrones. Is absolutely one of the most flat-out talented composers in the business, and his work consistently, week to week to week, it just elevates everything we're doing. Absolutely brilliant. It's a shame he can't be up here with us as well.
Next question.
Hi. As a software developer, I love how the show manages to stay somewhat grounded while still exploring these crazy concepts you guys do. So my question is, how many technical writers do you have, and how often do they fiddle with you guys?
We're all technical writers. I think everybody here is deeply interested in technology. We have a writer on our staff who was a consultant initially on the show, who was a former interrogator, also an Air Force pilot, Tony Camarino. He's
Sitting right over there.
But in terms of the technology of this show, I think it's something Joan and I have always been interested in, as well as our paranoia of all social media.
You know, Jonah, one thing we had talked about a while ago, and I think this is interesting, and I think it bears repeating, is people give away so much information these days. I mean, you people are probably told everybody on your Facebook page that you're here, your house is open, you'll be robbed. And it's just, it's amazing because 20 years ago, the CIA couldn't even compile this information that people are just giving out now. And I think what's great about the show, it does give you pause about all of that. Like, where is this going and who's looking at it?
Yeah, absolutely. We hope to be sort of weighing in a little bit on that, because I think it's definitely an odd moment in history that we've lived through over the last 10 years in which everyone decided that we're just going to put ourselves out there. Not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe a little bit of a bad thing.
A little bit. Next question.
I guess.